Hey guys, Dylan and Jess here doing your next Q&A video.
Haven't done one in a while, so we'll just jump straight into it. Kieran on Facebook asked what our opinions are on using BCAAs during our off season or during anybody's off season. BCAAs are basically essential amino acids, usually in the form of like a drink or a powder that you then obviously turn into a drink to consume. Anybody can consume them, and they are helpful in maintaining muscle mass when you are dieting. They help to maintain muscle mass. But obviously, Kieran asked specifically what is the use of them in off season.
Probably say Kieran. I'm guessing because he's talking about bodybuilding off season.
Yes.
Obviously, because Kieran is doing a bodybuilding competition pretty sure soon. So off season, lots of you might know what it is. It's just so when you're going into a competition, you're dieting to get your body fat right down. Then your off season is X amount of months or whatever before your next diet to put on a bit more muscle and be better at your next show. So you're always improving.
Yeah. So by using a BCAA, I would definitely recommend it in off season. I recommend it to everybody. You don't even have to.
All year round.
Everybody who works out, even if you don't work out, you just do some sort of form of exercise or
even
feel
physical work.
Yeah, physical work. You feel fatigued at any point where you're like, man, I could go a power rate or something like that. Grab a BCAA drink instead. It's so much better for you. Amino acids, vitamins, minerals. Most BCAA products are loaded with so many important things.
And a little bit of caffeine, lots of them.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, amino acids are essential in any diet because your body cannot produce them itself, and so it needs to get it through food or drink. So by drinking it, you know that you're getting some in your diet. Other than that, during any workout, they can provide you a source of energy. They help you fight fatigue, stuff like that. Not only in your workouts, but just any physical job. If you're feeling fatigued in your job, stuff like that. At 2 p.m., 3 p.m. itis or whatever they call it, you're feeling a bit of run down and stuff like that.
So even a coffee, you can switch it for a coffee.
Yeah. You often crave sweet foods around that time. I always recommend our favourite BCAA supplement is Extend. I always recommend that to our clients as a sweet fix when you're drinking. It's like cordial. Other than that, can reduce some soreness.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I'm dieting, if I'm eating a lot of calories, I probably don't get as sore when I'm training, but if you're still training pretty hard in a deficit, so if you're losing a bit of fat, I get a lot worse DOMs if I'm not having my aminos for whatever reason. I don't know if it's that, plus I might just do some killer sessions those days, but I get so sore if I don't have them in.
Yeah. Alright, next question. Hope we answered that great for you, Kieran. We recommend it, basically.
Yeah, all year round, for anyone.
Yep, everyone.
But it's not 0 calories.
Yes.
So make sure if you are calorie counting or macro counting or whatever, you take into account that Extend has stuff in it. Extend,
I think, is about 27 calories per serve and has about 7 grams of protein and 0 of pretty much everything else. When everything else, fat and carbohydrates.
So you can't just cut a lot of it and expect it.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. It's better than a cordial drink or something like that. It's better than a Mars bar.
It's got your protein, so protein, and it's got less carbs. Yep. I'm not saying carbs are bad,
but if you're wanting to get something in there that doesn't have a lot of everything else, just purely amino acids and some obviously calories. Cool.
Helen asked, she sent us a message. I eat well and I train well, but I'm not losing weight. Why is this?
So many people get in this rut. We were talking to a few clients this week actually about it. You know who you are.
You can eat well, but you can overeat well.
Exactly. Eating well isn't counting calories, basically, it's so important to do that.
Yeah, you can have a lot of nice clean foods, a lot of just chickens, your avocados, nuts, pretty much anything not takeaway-ish, not too much sugary food and shit stuff.
But they're still loaded in calories, so if that's what you have to watch in order to lose weight.
Weight loss is eating less calories than you burn.
Exactly. Burning, that's also an important topic. Obviously,
how much do you burn?
Helen, it might be worth finding out what your BMR is, which is your base metabolic rate, okay, which is basically how much you burn calorie-wise by not doing anything, by living, okay, so how much your body requires to burn just being you, basically. So if you want that formula, we can just comment, if anybody wants to comment and let us know, and we'll post it up and then you can work out your own basic tablet rate.
Or just give it through.
Yeah, basically. Yep, send us a message. We always obviously include that in any diet and exercise plans and stuff like that. Obviously, that's why they are guaranteed to work, because the math says so.
Yes.
But yeah, obviously when you are working out that, you also have to, your BMR, you have to count your exercise as well. So if your BMR is 1,400 calories a day, so that's what you burn just living, and then you also train and you burn another 400 calories in your training session a day, probably more, but just say that. So you know that you have burnt 1,800 calories a day, so you need to make sure that you eat less than that, and that will enable you to...
Yeah, and 100 calories less isn't enough, so it's not like, sweet, I'm having 100 calories less than my rate.
Yeah, the rough math is 500 calories less per day. By the end of the week, you will lose half a kilo. So that is roughly. So that's just the rough math, obviously. Day to day, you might have a physical job and therefore
you burn more,
burns more calories. You have to count drinks and stuff like that, anything like that into your calories. Everything you consume has
water and
to
oxygen.
Exactly. But yeah, that's just the base, that's just the rough amount. And that shows you 500 calories less a day to only lose half a kilo a week is pretty... It makes you want to cry. So it sucks, but it just shows how hard you have to work and why people are often like, you know, but I haven't eaten my muffin this week every day, so, and I still haven't lost weight. Why is that? I only lost a couple hundred grams, that's why.
And also in saying that 1,800 probably isn't the normal number that you... Hello, we're back. Jess's phone memory got full, so we talked for a few minutes, I think, before we noticed.
At least I noticed.
Where did we get? Oh.
Basically, we were talking to Helen about her problem with eating well and training well. Answering Helen's question, because she trains well and eats well, but she's not losing weight. So I'm pretty sure we
pretty much calories,
solved
500, half a calorie.
Yep. So we pretty much solved that problem.
But where I think we might have missed is saying that 1,800 probably isn't what you're always burning.
Yeah.
So it's probably a bit more. That's not saying you have to eat 1,300 calories a day to only lose half a kilo a week.
Basically, what Helen has to do, or everyone should do, is track all of your food and track all of your exercise calorie-wise, and then you have to. You know, if the math adds up, you have to lose weight. And
make sure there's a deficit. Yeah. Make sure you're being honest. Being honest. If you're training with us and we're doing this, be honest with us. Otherwise, it's not going to work. If you're doing it by yourself, be honest with yourself.
Exactly.
It's not going to work.
Exactly. All right. Move on. Next question. Rochelle asked about her. Keto diet, or basically what others would know as a low carb, high fat diet. So among all of the others, loads and loads and loads of diets out there is that particular diet, which I'm pretty sure Rochelle you follow. So basically it's our opinion. So my opinion is I wouldn't ever give it to any of my clients, to be honest. However, it does work for some people. I know that if I cut carbs out of my diet, I would turn around and binge on carbs, and that is what a lot of people would do, and therefore that's why it wouldn't work.
And you also get really cranky. I thought that's where you were going.
I do get cranky if I don't have my carb. But yeah, it can work for some, however, it can end up terrible for others, and I wouldn't risk putting a client on a low diet like that, and then they turn around and binge and just go in the complete opposite direction. I would not risk that. So I'd rather just include carbs in the diet. And there are reasons why carbs are important in your diet. They're highly important. However, good carbs. Along with the high fat, low carb diet can come a lot of bad fats. So you're trying to, because you can't eat that many carbs, you're trying to fulfill yourself with fats, and therefore you're eating things like butter and cream and all sorts of fatty things.
Even too much. I think this will sort of go back to our last research. I'm pretty sure it's 9 calories in 1 gram of fat.
Yeah, something like that.
And 4 calories in 1 gram of carbs. So if you're filling yourself up with the same weight of calories, so if you eat the same amount of fat instead of carbs, like size for size, pound for pound, you're going to have more than double the amount of calories.
So I would much rather a client has half a cup of sweet potato added on than half a cup of avocado.
Yes.
So way better in calories, way better in energy. So I find especially, and a lot of people find if they are on low carbs, they run out of energy so quickly while they're working out, and even day to day. Like I remember when I started cutting down some carbs, obviously I never went low carb in any of my dieting or anything like that, but when I did cut down some carbs, I'd be driving, I'd forget where I'm driving to. Like, I stopped running. So
I think for me, it's performing in the gym. Like, if I go to the gym, if I'm on a lower carb for whatever reason, maybe I skip a meal, that happens. Skip meal, low carbs, I feel shit. You can't train as hard. You can't, no matter what you're doing, you can't push as much weight if you're doing your weight stuff. You can't run as fast. You probably can't run as far.
Yeah.
You just feel crap. Nothing works.
Yeah.
I made it myself.
Yeah.
So, but
it's so important to consume carbs, I find, post-workout as well. Straight after training, to replace your glycogen stores, and therefore help with your muscles to grow. If you don't replace those, you're never going to grow. So, well, not never, but it's very. I doubt you're going to grow. In
saying grow, it's not like girls, you're not going to fucking grow.
But like to not have depleted tiny little muscles that you're never going to see, sort of thing, if your glycogen stores are empty.
Also soreness as well. I find if I skip that first carb meal, I find then for some reason I get that worse.
And that is because your glycogen stores are empty, and they're so important to keep full, and carbs keep them full. So I think it's very important as well to know that low carb, high fat diets, it's impossible to have no carb diets.
Yes.
That is so impossible. You're always going to have some carbs in that sort of diet. It's impossible. You can't have a salad without having some sort of carbs in there. And I'm talking tomato, carrot, you know, it's all got carbs in there. So it's impossible to have no carbs, but obviously that's why they call it low carb. Don't get sucked in by the
fucking glossy magazine. This celebrity's doing no carbs.
Yeah, that's impossible. It's impossible, okay? He gets worked up out of it, okay? But, you know, as I said, it works for some people, and therefore if it's working for you, go for it. Exactly.
Because Rochelle trains with Tash.
And she's losing.
Last time I saw
her. So,
she said she was.
So if it's what works for you, then that's great.
And if it's what you can stick to for as long as you need to.
Exactly.
Like if you have
as long as you're not secretly binging on, you know, you have your cheat meal, or I hate to call it cheat meal, refeed meal, and all you want is carbs, and you eat like a loaf of bread, and you eat, you know, so much ice cream to your heart's content. 12
brownies.
A whole block of chocolate. Then obviously that's our favourite brownie.
It's not a cheat meal.
Yeah, that's obviously when it's going to go bad and not work in your favour. Okay? Look, we need to move on from that.
Moving on. Jack's question, what's my target heart rate? Pretty question.
Yeah, so loads of people out there, a lot of our clients these days have those little like Fitbits and heart rate monitors and stuff like that. And they don't even, but I've seen a lot of, since Christmas, a big spike in them. Fitbits,
and things like the little wristbands and
exactly, and loads of people wear them these days. However, they're like, I don't even know why. Like, cool, my heart rate's at this, but what does that mean?
What does that mean? What does it do?
So roughly your target heart rate. To work out your target heart rate, you have to work out your max heart rate, which is 220 minus your age.
So if you're a 30-year-old person, 220 minus your 30 years, so your max heart rate, or what should be your maximum heart rate, is 190 beats per minute.
Exactly. So usually in your workout, you'd want to get to between 65 and 80% of your maximum heart rate. However, if you're wanting to increase cardio performance, then I would recommend getting it over 80 sort of thing.
Depending on
it just depends on the person as well.
If
you're super fit or super unfit, it's going to be different. It's important to go by how you feel. So if you're using a heart rate monitor and you notice at some point in your workout you are gone, you're dead, you know that you're at your complete max, take note of what your heart rate is, and that's probably around about your max. It won't be your max, because it's very hard to get to.
You can.
You can't get to it, but you'd be gone.
You'd go on 100%. You were going 100%.
Yeah.
Also works the other way around. If you think, I can only let my heart rate get up to 150, so you're saying, for whatever reason, 150 is the top that you want it to be, and you're cruising along, you got plenty in you, and it hits 150. That doesn't mean shit, I better slow down, I better stop, I better stay.
Exactly.
Just keep on going.
Yeah,
if you want to go harder, let it come higher.
Although 220 minus your age is the math for your maximum heart rate, it's not always accurate, because it does, like your fitness level and stuff like that, it can change it.
Yeah, and if you can't get to what should be your max, so if you're 30 years old and you can't get your heart rate to 190, don't stress. It's not easy to get to your absolute max heart rate. It's not easy at all.
Yeah, cool. So,
and also depends what you're training for. If you're training for a marathon, I've never done a marathon.
You'd want to sustain.
You want a steady heart rate.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. If you're training for football, when you know you have to give it 100% to catch the guy in front of you, to tackle him, or to get there, get the ball, kick a goal, whatever, then you've got to train at that intensity. So at that high end of the scale, so 90, 100%, whatever. Then if you're just a casual walker, don't stress if your heart rate's not that high.
Exactly. Cool. So
I think that's everything.
That for you, Jack.
That's the 4 that we got. We put out last night. Got it 4.
So we'll upload this video and we hope you like it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll also add as well. We are doing a promotion
Yes.
at the moment where for every person
Anyone.
you refer to
You don't even
PT,
have to train with us.
if you refer someone to PT,
Our friends, their friends.
exactly. If you refer someone to PT with Dylan, myself, or Manu.
Manu's our new trainer.
We'll get him on
put
the
a
video
photo
one
up. I think we want to get him and touch on it.
But yeah, as I was saying, if you refer someone to train, then you get a $50 gift voucher for Rebel Sport, Lorna Jane, or Muscle Works.
So that's
supplement
probably,
store. So yeah, if you want to score one of those, then you know where we are.
And also as many people as you want. Like,
Yeah, if you refer 3
if
people,
you've got 2
enjoy
friends
your
that
friend.
you always talk to, they're like, oh, I want to try it. Now's the time. You get a $50 voucher, you get to go shopping. They get fit. It's a win-win.
Just let us know, and we're happy to help. All right, that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Cool. We'll throw the 2 videos together. And
Give it a photo shopping.
I think I'm going to post it today.
I'll see if I
We've got
post
to
it
go to the
today.
gym.
It's Saturday, so if it only goes up on Monday, then it's Monday.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to have a weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy your weekend.
See ya.